So when I got up this morning, I walked down the hall of the camper and I walk right by the switch and indicator panel, and I usually check the status of our water and the other things that's on there. And I press the fresh water button and I get the first light on steady and the second one flickers and then stays on. So I know I'm a little low, as that second light says I'm at a third. So throughout the morning, we needed to fill the Berkey water filter. That takes 3 gallons of water. And then the dog's bowl and container above it takes another gallon or so, I think, 2 maybe. And I took a shower and we've used bathrooms and all the things, so I come back later and we're definitely down to 1 solid dots. So I know that we're getting a little low on water, and realizing that we are just at the halfway mark for this trip. We've been here 4 nights. We have 4 more nights. What does that mean? That means I got to go get more water. So I went and picked up water. There's a potable water faucet nearby in the campground, but on the other side of the campground. So you might have seen I used the pretty standard blue 7-gallon water containers. When they're empty, they ride along in the camper on the shower floor, and they stay there just fine. If we're gonna camp with the amenities, with all the hookups, then I just leave them in the garage. But in this case, we're dry camping, so hence the need to fill up during midway through our little camping trip here. So let me show you what I set up, my solution to transferring water from a container to the camper and not have to break down camp to go to somewhere to do it. So there's the water containers, obviously. And it's pretty simple. I had this utility pump in the garage for years and never really found a good use for it. And then when we started camping, I'm like, what an ideal situation. So this is just a 12-volt utility pump. I can't quite see. I think it's 240 gallons per hour, and it's self-priming. So what I've got is the outlet hooked up. I just got an abbreviated hose, cut off the end so it sticks into the hole and stays much better, because sometimes with the nozzle or with the threads on the end, it sometimes doesn't fit in that hole and it comes out. And on the inlet side, there's a swivel, but I've got another short hose and just a water pickup. So this goes into the bottom. And then for electricity, you might like this. So these utility pumps usually have a couple of clips on it, a positive and a negative clip that you hook to a battery or something. I put a waterproof switch in there, and then added a standard SAE automotive type connection. And they always come with the adapters, so you get the polarity right, red to red and black to black. But then my DC power, let me show you where I get that from. So my DC power to power the utility pump, in my water panel, I have, and many of you may have this, it's a pretty standard Furrion solar charger plug-in port. And it's a round port. It looks like that. And it accepts a plug just like this. You can find this on Amazon. I'll leave a link below where to find this from. And I plug it in, and that provides my DC power straight from the battery. Now, you may have this solar plug and think that it's only for solar charging, that it goes, the electricity, the DC voltage only goes one direction, but that's just not true. There's no diode or anything to prevent the power from coming out towards us, out the receptacle, in and power some DC components that you might have. So that's why I used again, I put the plug to the wire, and or actually I got the plug with the wire with a standard SAE connection, automotive type connection. So then I have also an SAE extension cord, so it goes from the plug through the connection and all the way back to our utility pump setup back there. So now that we have the hoses hooked up and the electricity hooked up to the battery, let's see if we can prime this pump. Actually, I'm going to hold it down to the ground for a bit so gravity isn't fighting against the prime. And we'll see if we can get it going down low first. And then we'll put it back in the hole. Okay, so the noise of the pump. Okay, the pump noise changed. The fourth container is empty and in the camper. But what I have is a 60-gallon freshwater tank. And so 4 times 7, 28 gallons is not even half full. I'm going to have to go get more water. So you might have noticed the first time I filled up the water container that I used a regular inline filter before it went into the containers. So I'm going to do that again, and that way I don't feel the need to filter the water again as it's being pumped from the pump into the camper. So I don't really know how much room is left for water in the freshwater tank, so I'm just going to fill up all 4 again. I'm guessing I'll go through 2 or 3, maybe. We'll just have to see. Okay, so I just got back with some more water, and I've got it all hooked back up again. 4 fresh bottles. We'll see how many more it takes, and fill it up. You may have noticed, I don't know if you could notice from the time lapse the first time, but switching hoses from one container to the next, it would lose its prime. So I simply had to take out the hose out of the inlet, set it down, let gravity help the prime, get it flowing through there, and then put it back in there. I had to do that in between each container, but that was pretty easy. Okay, so it looks like we just got full. That looks great. Okay, it's a good thing I got all 4 containers because we used 3 and most of the 4th one. So we really needed the water, I guess. Okay, so now that we got all the water in the tank, I can just put all this stuff away where it goes and enjoy the second half of our trip. I'm not sure if I said this already, but I'll see on the replay. This is day 4 of us camping here in this dry campground. And we have 4 nights remaining. This is Monday. We'll leave on Friday, midday, morning, whatever it takes. So we're at the halfway mark. So we are full of water. We should be good till the end. If I did the math right, I put probably Man, 55, 56 gallons of water into this tank. So we're down to our last few gallons of fresh water in the tank. So we are full and ready for the rest of the trip. I hope this was helpful. I will put links for those connectors, one to the Furrion solar plug-in, and also to the for the cord with the SAE connections on it, and the pump I don't have a link to, but you can get those just about anywhere. So good luck. I hope this was helpful. This is how I solved the problem of filling fresh water in my camper when we don't have obviously when we don't have water hookups, and we don't have to break camp to go get water and do that. It's pretty simple. It just takes a little time. There's always camp chores to do when you're camping, but I enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Gave you some ideas to how to maybe solve your camping problems. Thanks, and happy camping.